Welcome to Creating Abundance with Alana Cahoon, sharing inspirational stories from experts around the world. Tap into your inner wisdom at alanacahoon.com. Hi, I'm Alana Cahoon, and welcome to Creating Abundance, where you can create abundant health, wealth, and happiness in your life. I am delighted to introduce our guest today, Rico Caveglia, creator of Ageless Living Lifestyle. He is America's healthy aging trainer. He's created the Vitality for Life training system, a number of other wellness training programs over the years, and he also hosts two podcasts, the Fearless Aging podcast and the Great News podcast. Rico has been a personal trainer and health coach for 42 years. He's a multi-gold and silver medalist in the California State Senior Olympics. If you're over 45 and seeking a personalized lifetime wellness professional or program, I think this is your coach. Ageless Living Lifestyle is one of the pioneer and premier companies in the transformative wellness movement. It is a proven system of strategies that champions a holistic approach to healthy, vibrant living that harmonizes the mind, body, and spirit. You are speaking my language. Welcome, Rico.
Alana, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself? How did you get to this path of wellness?
Okay, well, I actually got started. I moved to San Diego in 1980, and then I just happened to meet somebody who was one of the first modern personal trainers in San Diego. And he said, "Hey, I need some help. I'm opening up a new personal training studio." So I said, "Oh, that sounds interesting." And so then I realized, when you get to learn about, what all the body requires to be healthy and fit and energetic for yourself, and then you can also teach other people and get paid for it, I thought this was a pretty good idea. So that's something that just really resonated with me. So I've been doing it ever since. And how I created the Ageless Living Lifestyle was not too long afterwards, my father died of lung cancer. Mm. But back in those days, nobody even knew how bad smoking was for you, right?
Yeah.
Even a lot of doctors smoked, and he smoked cigarettes for like 60 years, and so he died way too young. And so I realized, that because you didn't have the right knowledge, that's why I didn't want that to happen to me, and I didn't want to happen to other people. As you know, today, still, so many people don't realize that all the stress, their stressful lifestyles and their poor eating habits, all those things are what's creating all this chronic illnesses and people dying way too young. So that's why I created the Ageless Living Lifestyle, and I've been teaching, developing it, and living it ever since.
I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for creating this. I'm really excited to learn more about it. I think the day we are born, we start to age. So these are probably tips for a lifetime. And I think personally, the earlier you start implementing holistic health tips into your life, then the longer you're going to ensure your longevity. Does that make sense?
Absolutely right. And I just want to say, what you teach, I'm really impressed by all that you offer. And just talking about creating abundance, well, one of the key aspects, if you are going to create an abundance, wonderful life, you got to have good health, right? If you lose your health, you lose your wealth, you lose everything, right? So that's why you got to make creating good health a number one priority in your life. That's my belief.
Absolutely. That's what I tell all of my clients. I was just talking to someone this morning, Rico, and I said, it's not just the intellect. It's not just the brain and the mind, and which is a very Western, belief system that most important is our intellectual ability. It's the body, it's the soul, it's the emotions. It all affects each other, each and every one of them. And one of his areas of concern was sleep. And I was able to show him how it related to his ability to be focused and effective during the day with his clients, right? Yeah. And that's a physical issue. So I don't know, is that an area that you work on at all, sleep?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's one of my top 10 anti-growing old strategies. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, you've got top 10. Let's listen to these. What's the first one?
Okay. Well, first I just want to say the reason I call these anti-growing old strategies, because I think there's a big difference between anti-aging and anti-growing old. We hear so much about anti-aging, but I think that's really the wrong terminology. You can't stop aging, right? When you're 40 or 41, 42. And aging, the definition of aging is to become fully mature, to reach your full potential, like fine aged wine. So aging is actually good. That's what we're here for today, age. But old, the definition of old, it means to be worn out, used up, unexcited about your life, unable to care for yourself. And you know what? Becoming old is primarily a choice. It's how you care for your mind and how you care for your body. And that's what's going to make you old. And so that's why I have anti-growing old strategies. So we have a saying at Ageless Living Lifestyle, we have to age, but you don't have to become old in the process.
I love it. In fact, I think I read somewhere that your age and there was something about your chronological age versus your fitness age. Can you tell us more about that and what it is?
Yeah. Well, my chronological age is actually 81, but my fitness energy age is 35.
Congratulations. How is that measured? And that's fantastic.
Well, there was a company here in San Diego for a while called Fitness Age, and they had these they had a computer program. It was basic 5 basic kind of fitness tests.
Yeah.
Your flexibility, your body fat, a little bit of aerobic step test, and then how much push-ups and sit-ups and all that sort of thing. And and then they were based on. The old YMCA's used to do that test on so many people, so they had those records of all different ages of people doing that. But that before the computer age, so Fitness Age took all those records, and so that's how they could correlate what you did compared to the average person at a certain age. So they were going to use it for health clubs. So if you came into a health club and you took the test, and you were 40 years old, but you came out with a fitness age of 50, that was a good incentive to say, hey, you better start working out with us,
Right.
But they never quite got it going. But the thing was, that's pretty easy. It's a little bit misleading because I've been doing those things, those 5 tests. Those are simple things I've been doing for 40 years, so that's why I can do them so easily. But But if someone's really fit 35, I mean, they're going to be a little bit better than me,
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been working out with my personal trainer, who happens to be my son.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Very cool.
It's amazing how strong I'm getting. He's a bodybuilder. So for him, it's all weight training, which I love. And I'm also a yoga teacher. So balancing the two to me makes a lot of sense, to have the aerobics, the movement with the vinyasa yoga. But maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the importance of weight training, strengthening the muscles, especially as we age.
Yeah, it's one of the most important things as we age, because our muscles atrophy. If you don't, I was saying, move it or lose it. If you don't move your muscles, you don't use them, you're going to lose them. There's no question about it. So it's so important. I mean, again, you don't have to be a hardcore bodybuilder and lift heavy weights, but in fact, I mostly teach what I call functional fitness. I show people how you can do a complete full body workout with just using your own body weight for resistance. But weights have their place as well. It depends on what you want to achieve and what current fitness level and health you have. But it's so important. You got to keep your muscles strong, and then there's no reason to get weak and frail. It's because you're not keeping your muscles strong, and you can easily do that, with just 2 or 3 short workouts per week.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll just mention real quick that I have a website called FastFIt17, where I developed a complete program, as I mentioned, where you only have to work out for 17 minutes, and you can get yourself in really good shape in just 2 or 3 sessions per week. FastFIt17.com. Yeah.
Okay. So FASTFIT, the number 1, the number 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, we're all
Okay.
jumping to it. We're all going. We're all going to check it out right now.
It's so easy. It's so simple. It's easy to do. So so many people, the biggest excuses, for not exercising is, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have time, or I don't know really what I should do. I didn't have good luck the last time. Well, that solves all those excuses.
Yeah. It's so
They're just
important.
excuses.
It's so important to have these programs online. I mentioned to you earlier, I'm launching a program tomorrow called the Body Mind Connection. And it's a holistic approach to weight loss and body image. And for me, it's about starting with exactly where you are. For instance, you mentioned if you were 35 or 40 and you came into the gym and they did a test and you actually had the fitness level of 50, don't beat yourself up over it. Accept where you're at, and then gracefully, rigorously move forward. Having whether it's a fitness, a wellness coach, or like you or myself, or a personal trainer to motivate you on your path. It's all about being motivated, I think. To say I want to be healthy, and just as we started this, it's not just about physical health or financial wealth or happiness. You kind of need all of it. All of it. It's the full package.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you know what? The good news is, that's what I always tell people. You can get coaching and pay for all kind of programs, trainings, and business or whatever it is, but you don't know if it's going to really work for you. But in this area, if you do it, you're going to be successful. You can't fail, right? If you exercise regularly in the proper way, if you eat healthy foods that are good for you, if you get your sleep or reduce stress, you're going to get great results. You can't fail. So you just got to step up and do it.
You got to do it. There is something to having accountability. Whether that's, I call them finding yourself a fitness buddy or a gym buddy or a coach, someone who holds you accountable. It's easy to just say, no, I'm not going to show up. But if somebody else is counting on you to be there to meet you, or if you're paying for it, all of a sudden you've got skin in the game, and you're more likely to do it, to move forward.
No question about it. So can we go through real briefly these 10 top strategies?
I would love to. Let's hear all about it. Let's start at the top.
Number one, and the most important, is you have to believe that you can stay healthy and energetic all of your life. If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. What you believe is what you can achieve. And so I hope most people these days understand that our beliefs and our thoughts are creating our reality. So here's the thing. If you buy into the normal standard narrative that that's just the way it is, we're all going to get old and sick and maybe need self-care, end up in a nursing home and die around 75, well, that's what you're going to create. But that may be the normal, but it's not natural. So you have to believe that you can stay healthy. That's the first step. And if you believe it, then you can create it. That's number one.
All right. So I just want everyone to remember that. If you believe it, you can achieve it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. And turn that into your unique mantra. I believe it, I can achieve it. Right? Turn it into the first tense. Thank you. That mindset training. I agree. Mindset. Absolutely. First step.
Okay. Number two is to discover and live your life purpose. Being a fitness trainer all these years, you just wonder why so many people struggle with even starting or sticking with a exercise or healthy eating program, because we know all the great benefits, And so what I finally realized that so many people are not really living their life on purpose, because when you find your purpose, which is usually something that you're good at, you enjoy, and it serves other people, right?
Right.
Then you're motivated. You want to get up and live your life and be successful. And then you realize, well, I better take the best care of my physical body so I can stay around and I can be effective. I have energy, so I can live my purpose. And so that's what I begin to realize, that you got to help people help find their purpose and realize that if we all here with a purpose, I think we all have a divine purpose as well, right? And so when you have your purpose and you're living your purpose, then you're going to stay motivated and you're going to take better care of your mind and your body.
That's
Makes
wonderful.
sense. Makes sense, doesn't
Absolutely.
it?
What do you got for number 3?
Number 3 is you got to take responsibility for your good health. I think everyone realizes no matter what you want to be successful at, if you don't step up and take the responsibility to make it happen, it's not going to happen, right? And in America, as you know too, we have a sick care system, not a health care system, you know. And so if you want to be healthy and you want to live longer and you want to have energy and you want to be able to live your purpose, you got to step up and take the responsibility for it. And everyone wants to be a powerful person, right? And it's so easy to be powerful. To be powerful is just to take responsibility for every aspect of your life, because then you're powerful. Because if you don't like what's going on now, you can change it. But if you don't take responsibility, then you're a victim, right? If you want to blame the government or the economy or other people, you're a victim. Yeah. So don't be a victim. Step up and be responsible for your good health.
I love it. And this makes me think that preventative care is your responsibility. To be preventative is stepping out and exercising, moving, taking a walk during your breaks, not sitting. I think it was just a few days ago, someone said that the new cancer is sitting in a chair, that everyone's just becoming immobilized, and your body, you get exhausted, you tire out, you need to move, you need to stretch, you need activity, physical activity.
Yeah, that saying is sitting is the new smoking. That's the thing that's been out there for.
Thank you. Yes. That's what it was.
That's been out there for quite a while, and it's true. At first, we thought that just sitting was just maybe bad for your posture and maybe your back and all that. But there's been medical studies that show it's really harmful for your health. You know, your blood pools in your legs. It's just stress on your heart. Yeah, it's the worst thing. So we really recommend people that don't sit for more than about 30 minutes at one time. As you said, get up and stretch, move, breathe. Yeah. Just do something for a while. And don't sit for long periods of time. So, yeah, that is really so important. Excellent. Well, number 4 is to avoid drugs and surgeries in hospitals except for emergency. Now, it's so important to understand that our mainstream allopathic medical system is fantastic for diagnosis, and they're fantastic when you have an acute situation. You know, if you get an accident, they can put you back together and save your life. That's what they're great for. But for most chronic illnesses that people go to see doctors for, their treatments are pretty much not only mostly non-effective, but they're downright dangerous. Yeah. There's been studies that show that the actual third leading cause of death in the United States is being in a hospital. You know, from either bad surgeries, wrong medications, and then of course infection. There's so much things going on in a hospital. So you want to stay away from hospitals. You want to stay away from taking all these medications that people are taking, unless it's absolutely necessary. You know, if you have an infection, you better take some antibiotics or you could die, right? Yeah. But drugs have their place, but in a small place. I just want to say too, I know you know this, Alana. We've got it turned around. What's called alternative medicine, that's mainstream medicine. It's been mainstream medicine for centuries, right? Hundreds of years, and it's proven just techniques like homeopathy and energy healing and herbs and all those sort of things. But when allopathic medicine and big pharma just moved in and took over, they just made that alternative, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. So actually, allopathic medicine is the alternative. Sometimes surgery or drugs can save your life, can be helpful, so we got it backward. That's alternative. I agree. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. We could spend a whole session just talking about that. Absolutely. Okay, number 5 is number 5 leads to learn about natural healing methods. And the first thing I want to say is there's no excuse these days for not learning anything, right? I mean, you can go on YouTube, you can Google stuff. There's no excuse for not learning. It's all about how to better take care of your body. You can learn about different healing methods, about herbs and homeopathy and chiropractic and acupuncture and all these things. So get yourself educated. There's so many programs. There's coaching programs out there. There's workshops. There's books. So just like we talked about before, this is mainstream medicine. So you definitely want to go down the natural healing route to try and get your body back in balance, because only the body can heal itself. And so that's what you want to do, and learn about detoxification. And again, all these things are readily available to find out about.
Would you?
And number 6.
Would you say that there's any certain way to get accurate information? Because on the one hand, I want to say, everything's accessible at your fingertips, but then again, everything. So how do you weed out and find the I don't know, more effective, trusted, and true solutions?
Well, that's really a good point. Yeah. Well, of course, if you know somebody who has used or experienced some natural healing and got some results, that's one way. But I would really, particularly if you are really dealing with some health challenges, you should seek out a qualified, like a naturopathic doctor or someone that that can be recommended, that really knows what they're doing, and get some help. Yeah.
So recommendations, testimonials, read reviews. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, number 6 is to eat a diet of real food and, of course, hydrate your body on a daily basis. My very first book, actually hard copy book, I wrote back in the 90s, was called Real Food, Real Fast. It's how to make healthy fast food. And the key word is real. As you know, too, Alana, I mean, nutrition is to be a whole weekend workshop. It's kind of complex because we're all biochemically unique. But here's the basic thing. If everybody would just make the vast majority of their diet from real food, so many problems would go away, and they'd be so on the path to healing or having a lot more energy and better health. So real food is just what's grown in nature by Mother Nature. It's organic nuts, nuts and seeds and fruits and vegetables and some whole grains and I believe, in some healthy animal products that are grown naturally can also be good for you as well. So it's pretty simple. If you go into the supermarket, pretty much the real foods are all around the perimeter, the vegetables and the fruits and all these sort of things. And in the centers, all these packaged foods, they're trying to sell you. It's not that there's not some packaged foods that are okay, but real food doesn't come in a container. It doesn't have a label. You don't have to read the label. It's already naturally the way it's supposed to be. So just begin to eat more real food in your diet and get off the highly processed, fat junk food, and you'll see an amazing difference in every aspect of your life.
This reminds me, I think it was a documentary I've seen talking about the packaged food industry and how it was an after effect, or it was developed during World War I or World War II to make food more easily accessible, to have them have a longer shelf life, etc. It wasn't really intended to become the main source of your kitchen table or your cupboards. It was meant to be in a pinch to help during dire times. But as you said, real food is wholesome food. It's all fresh food. It does have a shelf life.
That's right. Well, the thing is, as you know too, the problem with our system in America, it's all about the money, man. It's big pharma, big food, big energy. All they care about is their bottom line. Corporate, how much money they make. They don't care about your health. So that's why you have to realize you got to educate yourself and you got to take control.
Absolutely.
And just got to eat real food. And there's more and more. Go to farmers markets and you got to eat organic. I just highly stretch you got to eat organic because all these pesticides and chemicals and herbicides are known to be carcinogenic. So that's one of the big problems we have. So even though it costs a little bit more, I have a doctor friend, when he tells people to eat organic and they say, but it costs more. He says, have you ever seen what the cost of cancer is?
Ooh.
It's a good thing to go, whoa.
Yeah.
So eat organic, support our organic farming community as well.
And you feel better. You have more energy, vitality. It's good for your skin, everything. You feel happier when you eat real food.
Real food. That's it. Okay. And then number 7, we've already talked about. You got to keep moving. Exercise daily. And so basically an exercise routine, there's three components. There's aerobic activity. So you need to get out and move and get your heart rate up, whether it's just walking or swimming or dancing or riding a bike. And you only need to do really about 20 to 30 minutes. All these, there's been some recent studies that show long-term jogging, just like slow jogging, can actually slow your metabolism down. And that's counterproductive if you're trying to burn excess body fat, right? Jogging is pretty much a waste of time unless you just love to do it, So I'm sure, you much better do like 20 minutes of high intense, whatever you're doing, ride harder and then slow back off and do what's called high intensity interval training, just in 15 or 20 minutes where you take your heart rate up and let it come back down and then take it up again. And you get much better results. You keep your metabolism up for the whole day and you burn more calories. So like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of that is more effective than out jogging for a whole hour.
Wow, I had no idea.
That's a waste of time. It's just really a waste of your time.
Well, okay, maybe.
And then, as you know,
wait, I might differ with the opinion. I think it's good if that is an activity that you love. It may not be more effective in weight loss, but it's still good to get out in nature and exercise and move.
Oh yeah. No, but so I see so many people that they're jogging, they're kind of struggling, they got bad posture. You'd be better off to be out power walking. You'd be out going and power walk, and you're still going to burn calories with any movement. But I'm just saying, 15 or 20 minutes of high intensity aerobic exercise will actually burn more calories throughout the whole day, and you'll strengthen your muscles better and all those things. But
that's interesting.
I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and hike or ride a bike for hours and all that. I do that myself, of course, yeah. And then you need to do some, at least a couple, 2 or 3 workouts of strength training. Again, you don't have to go in the gym, beat yourself up. You don't have to go to a boot camp, but you just got to do the proper exercises that suits your lifestyle. For, in 20, 30 minutes, you can get a pretty good exercise routine down. And then, of course, as you know, with yoga, you need to stretch your body on a daily basis. You just if you just took 15 minutes, and what I teach my clients is just get out on the floor before you go to bed at night and stretch for maybe 7 or 8 basic stretches, yoga poses, and not only will it keep you fairly flexible, but it'll help you to relax and you can sleep better before you go to bed. But again, take yoga. Take some classes.
Take yoga.
Absolutely. So that's basically it. You just got to keep moving and keep maintaining your body. That's why you have a body. So you better take care of it. You only get one. You better take good care of it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then number 8 is to slow down, take some time out, make sure you get enough R&R. One of my main mentors, she was a naturopathic doctor here in San Diego, and she told me from her studies that our bodies basically function optimally when we have like 12 hours of activity and then 12 hours of rest and relaxation. And that means within that 12 hours, you should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. We all know how important sleep is these days. So if you're not, you need to get really at least 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. They've run cognitive studies on people where every hour less than 7, you don't function as well on any kind of a cognitive test. So these people who say, I can get by in 4 hours, they're just fooling themselves, And not only that, it's aging you if you don't get at least about 7 good hours of sleep. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and then you need to take some time to relax and enjoy your life and let go of all the stress, whether it's listen to music, playing music, whatever it is, just have a nice conversations, go for a walk in the park, do something that you enjoy and relax and reduce the stress. As you know, we now know that stress is the number one precursor to most all chronic ailments in the physical body. So what manifests in our mental emotional state manifests in our physical body. So you got to take time out to relax, meditate, do yoga, music, all those kind of things. So critically important.
Meditate. I don't know how. I want everyone to hear meditate is such a wonderful way. And well, we won't get into it now, but it's a wonderful way to just slow down, tune in, release the day, and be present, and to welcome some relaxing, enjoying self-care time.
You need to do this every day. I mean, I don't know how we got into this rush society that we have to accomplish so much. Our technology is great. It allows us to do more things, but it's got people so just think that we have to do more and more, and we got to rush. I can't do that. I haven't got time. I got to do this. What's that? Life's not supposed to be like that, where you're just rushing around and struggling all the time. Take time out to enjoy your life,
Right.
It's so great and important. And then number 9 is to keep learning. You got to stay engaged in your life. I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning more now than I ever have in my whole life, and so there's no lack of things to learn, isn't it? I mean, there's so many interesting things out there, and things to learn in all different areas of life, and we human beings are just so creative. We create so many interesting things and to learn about and to enjoy, learn languages and learn how to play instruments. Just keep on learning, and that's going to keep you not only your brain exercise as well, but also just to keep you motivated too. Take care of yourself, because it's exciting. The more you learn and insight you have and gaining wisdom, that's such an important thing.
So continued learning sharpens your brain, which is important, especially as you age. And it makes life more interesting. You learn about new things. Especially if there's something that's been on the shelf for years because you've been busy raising kids or working, take it off the shelf, dust it off. Mm-hmm. Explore.
Yeah. And number 10 is my favorite. Okay, number 1 is the most important, right? You got to start with your beliefs. And number 10, actually, if you don't do any of the other 8, you got to do number 10. I think this is the most important one. It's the most fun. Is you got to enjoy your life and have fun every day. Many years ago, they did an extensive study of centenarians, people who lived to be 100 and were still fairly healthy and they could take care of themselves. And they asked them a question. One of the questions they asked them was, why do you think that you lived this long and stayed healthy? And over 90% of them said, hey, I enjoyed my life. I had fun. I wasn't all stressed out. Mm-hmm. They enjoyed their life. I mean, life's not supposed to be a struggle. It's supposed to be, enjoyable. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of challenges. That's what we're here for, to have challenges. But life's supposed to be fun. So, sometimes when I used to go out and speak to groups, I always like to ask people, raise your hand if you're having a lot of fun in your life. And some people don't raise their hand. Some people have gotten so serious and so stressed out. And I talked to some of them, and people, sometimes I'd ask them, well, what would be really fun? And they would be puzzled. They wouldn't really know what would be fun anymore. It's just, we've just gotten so off track and out of balance. So have fun, enjoy your life.
I love it. Have fun, enjoy your life. So we're going to wrap up, but I think that's a beautiful way to share. What do you do to have fun and enjoy your life?
Yeah.
You personally, Rico.
Well, I actually play drums. I've been playing in bands.
Love it. We got a musician here. Awesome.
Yeah, we have a rock and roll band. I've been playing with different groups here in San Diego for a really long time. That's so much fun. It's one of the best things you can do is play an instrument and also play in a band if you could. It's so much fun. But then, I like to inline skate. That's one of my favorite things. And, hiking, I like hiking.
What's the name of your band?
Our new band is called The Wise Guys.
Okay, The Wise Guys, everyone, when you're if you're listening from San Diego, look them up, say hello to Rico Caveglia. Yeah. And if not, check them out when you do visit San Diego, because it's a beautiful place. And with that, we are going to close this session of Creating Abundance. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful to have you here as our guest, Rico. And thank you to everyone who's listening right now. This is Creating Abundance, bringing more abundant health, wealth, and happiness in your life. I'm Alana. Come visit me at alanacahoon.com and visit Rico. We'll have his contact information in the notes. Until the next time, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Creating Abundance. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next podcast and get your free ebook at alanacahoon.com/ebook.